The CEO of Boeing says he will streamline the process of building new Air Force One aircraft after meeting President-elect Donald Trump yesterday. Mr. Trump tweeted last month that costs in the $4 billion program to build 2 new planes are, quote, out of control. The president-elect will use the existing jets when he takes office. CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg explains that means he'll give up his own plane. Peter, good morning.
Good morning. You know, when asked what they'll miss most about the presidency, most former presidents often say Air Force One. But in the case of Donald Trump, the transition from one wide-body plane to a wider-body plane might be considered a downgrade. One of the most recognizable symbols of American power, Air Force One tells the world the president has arrived. But Air Force One isn't just a plane. It's a military designation for any Air Force plane the president might be flying. The first plane officially called Air Force One carried President Eisenhower in 1959. But it was JFK who brought the plane into the jet age. The current fleet is comprised of 2 specially modified Boeing 747s, first used by President George H.W. Bush in 1990. The 2 planes have carried every president since, from Clinton to George W. Bush to Obama, at a cost of over $180,000 per hour. Steve Cheelander served on board Air Force One as a military aide to President Reagan.
It's still the White House, and it's in constant contact, and he is still the commander-in-chief anywhere he is in the world. Now, to say that you couldn't do that on President-elect Trump's aircraft, I wouldn't say that. It just seems to me that you would have to do an awful lot of retrofit to make it happen.
Trump's plane has a far different history. Also made by Boeing, the 757 entered service in 1991 with Sterling Airlines, a low-cost Danish airline. It then flew for a Mexican charter company called TESA before being sold to Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen, who then sold it to Trump in 2010. And that's when the real refurbishment began.
It's got the Donald Trump touch that he has throughout everything he's ever built.
Greg Launer's company, Sky Theater, designed the plane's entertainment system.
He has a special T button designed for him, and when he presses that T button, it overrides everybody else.
From nose to tail, Trump's plane is smaller than Air Force One. It can only fly up to 4,400 miles and carry 43 passengers. Air Force One can fly up to 7,800 miles with over 70 passengers. It contains state-of-the-art defenses that include in-flight refueling capabilities, a top-secret anti-missile system, and a blast-resistant outer skin, rumored to withstand a nuclear blast.
Doesn't shoot back, so it's just got to be able to defend itself until we can get our fighters to us.
And while Air Force One has an onboard hospital, Trump's 757 boasts 24-karat gold-plated seatbelts and bathroom fittings, plush carpets, cream-colored leather seats, and an entertainment center with over 1,000 movie titles branded with the Trump name. But after Friday, the only brand found on board the plane carrying Donald Trump will be the seal of the president. Now, incoming presidents tend not to redecorate Air Force One like they get to do at the White House, but one exception was actually Lyndon Johnson, who actually installed a secret recording device on Air Force One that eavesdropped on every passenger conversation that was had on the plane.
Whoa.
But here's the irony.
Yes.
When Richard Nixon became president, got on the plane and found out about it, he ordered that system removed immediately from the plane, but not the Oval Office. And the rest, as they say, is history.
So something tells me Donald Trump will be okay, but his plane is very, very nice. But let's talk about Air Force One for a second.
Sure.
Because it's an older plane, but it's low in mileage, right?
That's right. You judge a plane's age by the cycles, the takeoffs and the landings. It's a 27-year-old 747. It has about as many takeoffs and landings as a American, United, or Delta plane gets in about 4 months.
Wow.
Because there's more than one. Because there's more than one.
Well, because they don't use it every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a special T button, though.
Don't you?
But it does,
Overriding everything.
it also has a cabin for the press pool that travels with the president wherever the president goes. So we can update whatever's happening in the world, like after 9/11. Peter, that was interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah.